So welcome everyone to another episode of ReadyLIFT TV. Today we are going to show you some installation tips and tricks when installing the ReadyLIFT 6-inch complete lift kit on a 2014 and newer GM 1500 four-wheel drive truck. This is not a step-by-step installation, just our effort to help installers understand some of the steps involved with installing this new lift system. Okay, so the instructions show a 3-inch hole saw for clearance for the rack and pinion. You can take a cutoff disc and cut this out square if you don't have a 3-inch hole saw. Okay, so this here is the steering shaft extension. When you drop the rack, now you need the steering shaft to reach the intermediate shaft of the truck. So when you're installing this steering shaft, you want to make sure that the D-slot matches the D-slot that comes on the truck, and that you put the set screws opposite of the D-slot. Steering shaft extension will slide through and bolts to the frame. So this is the steering shaft extension bracket installed. You can see the steering shaft come through. Now your intermediate shaft is going to slide onto the, like so. Yeah. Okay. And here you can see where the frame has been cut. The lower mount off of this side, and the bump stop and the lower mount off of this side for clearance for the upper control arm drop. This is the upper control arm drop bracket. Installs into the factory frame. On the rearmost mount, you'll install the brake line extension into the bolt first. When installing the axle, always use Loctite. Okay, so one of the best features of this kit is you reuse all the factory parts, and it goes in the factory locations for factory geometry. This is the strut assembled with the strut extension. The compound angles for the strut extension dictates that it needs to be passenger and driver side specific. As you can see, it uses all the factory parts, and they go back in their corresponding locations. Here we are speeding things up a bit, as most of you installers know how to reassemble the original factory components. So now I install the skid plate, and what's good about this skid plate is of the heavy gauge material, it can take a beating. After the wheels and tires are installed, loosen these bolts back up and tighten them back down whenever it's on the ground. Keeps the preload off the bushings. These will be released whenever the alignment gets done. The best part about this kit is you retain all the factory geometries, steering radius, turning radius, and factory track width. And that should do it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, give us a call at 1-877-759-9991.